Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to Sunset City. My, it's been a minute. We were too busy, dealing with life, those sorts of things, and trying to not catch fire in this terrible hellscape climate we all live in. But that's fine, because it's not quite so hot today. Things aren't quite so bad. So we're back here with y'all to bring back that lovely, lovely comic book, The Ongoing Adventures of Our Friends, the Mythfits. We're going to go around the table, introduce our wonderful cast, have them introduce themselves, and jump into things. On myself, Matt, the Killer GM, I have he, him pronouns, but I portray a wide variety of people, places, things, sometimes realities and concepts, depending on where our journeys take us. But that's enough about me. Let's get to everybody else. Wally! How you doing, friend? Who you playing tonight?
What's up, y'all? It is me, Walt, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet, and I am playing Turbine, goes by he, him pronouns. Um, I think he may punch a kangaroo today. Yeah, he's gonna punch a kangaroo today.
That just might be in the
Yeah,
offing here based on where we're at.
yeah, I think he's gonna punch a kangaroo today. I feel that in my bones that it will happen.
Just might get your wish. Somebody else who might need to punch a thing or two to work out some aggression issues. Celeste, how you doing, friend? Who you playing tonight?
Hey everybody, it's Celeste. Back at it again with everybody's favorite translating disaster, Elodie, aka Lady Perilous. Let me see. One of her boyfriends is dead. Her girlfriend's off in the middle of nowhere. Another one of her boyfriends just apparently has been working for the enemy undercover for some reason, and the other one might die soon. Maybe who knows? So the polycule, it's falling apart, y'all.
She got out of being doomed and found out everybody else was doomed because they thought it was all so much fun. So it'll be fine. It's fine. Somebody who, while not at all new to this game, has brought in a new character because we needed a new, fresh perspective on things. Pope, friend, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Fresh perspectives and all. You know, it's going to be interesting being here, playing Magnus for the second time. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute, and um, yeah, there's there's so much going on, so much doom looming overhead, and this poor lad is caught up in all of it, and I am just here to see how it all goes.
We're definitely going to be finding out a few different things as we move along here tonight. And uh, last but not least, rounding out tonight's cast, Corey, how you doing, friend? Who you playing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing all right. Uh, Hello, everyone. I'm Corey Sparks, also known as Hyperlight Sparks, non-binary, go by he, they pronouns. And I play as Sapphire Sirius, the outsider, silicon-based alien guy who was actually one of the boyfriends that Celeste was talking about. Specifically, the one that was undercover as a double agent for quite a while. And well, I jokingly refer to this as the episode 24, the day Sapphire Sirius realized it was at that very moment that Sapphire Sirius realized he effed up. So we'll see how accurate that ends up being.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and of course, not out and about tonight is Christy, who plays Hussar, our keeper of the house, current keeper of the House of Mysteries. Uh, you know, let's go out with her. Hopefully, she's having a decent time with the family and such. We do miss her. Oh, where is she, Christy? Be back soon. I know I'm talking with her about some stuff to do with Hussar, and we'll see. We'll see if some of that shows up tonight. I'm not certain yet, but Hussar's working through a few things. We'll say that. she's working through some things, and I've been handed the keys to her for a little bit, let's say. And that is all I will say on that matter. In the meantime, since it has been a minute, let's all refresh ourselves with that previous issue. Yeah, there were a few things that popped up. Marvin, aka Turbine, got to know the Grigori and some of the other Nephilim. That was an experience. He also met consumption, which unintended side effect, but it was still educational. There was uh, the meeting of Magnus, uh, the new Thor, Thor Apparent. Thor Apparent, that's the good one. Yeah, okay. Uh, who showed up essentially on the doorstep of the House of Mystery, uh, being told that this was the place he's going to make his bones, as it were. And unfortunately being dragged into the Mythfits realm of not quite magic, not quite shenanigans, but all shenanigans. Um,
Absolute chaos.
Absolute and utter chaos. There was a side trip to No Names to get some information, trying to locate Mjolnir because Mjolnir is missing after the last Thor's death. After some discussion, as well as Sapphire having to reveal to Elodie that he is in fact Kelvin Cobalt. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. They got put on the trail, and they managed to head to an island that not quite deserted. Unfortunately, it is a holding of the Bureau, currently being watched over by the Doomaroo. And that is where we pick things up for tonight. Is there any other important points that I missed? Because I know it has been a minute, and I'm kind of just working off my memory here. So, I think
I mean,
got
besides the fact that Marvin is blissfully unaware of what Sapphire Series has been doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
incredibly so much.
Yeah.
But we haven't.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We haven't. I figured that was a surprise tool to help us later.
Oh no.
Well, it's not up for me to pull that trigger yet. But the night's still young. In the meantime, g'day mates! I'm the Doomaroo. And I'm here to wreck you.
Really just here trying to look for a hammer? Um, must we do the fisticuffs? You sure you can't talk this out?
Well, normally I'm the kind of bloke that likes to talk things out a bit, but seeing as how you're here, trespassing on the Isle of Dr. Moreau, I gotta mess you up a little bit, gotta rough you up a little bit.
That I respect the job title. I'm just roughing up is kind of difficult in my case. Can we just make it so that you can invite us in and then we're guests and we're no longer trespassing?
Yeah, not really my style, mate. And he leaps at you, Magnus. Let's have you take a powerful blow. Let's see how this goes.
I would like to defend.
I
Sure.
was just about to say the same thing.
Everybody jumping in to defend sweet cinnamon roll Magnus.
From what I remember, it doesn't really need it, but
No, but it's funny
doing it
regardless.
anyway. Come on, Elodie.
Oh.
Hey, there
That's
we go.
defend.
That's defense com, baby. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You do. Um, da-da-da-da-da-da-ba-ba, ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. Yeah, you just
So
keep
I
them.
get to.
And mhm.
I'd like to add a team to the pool.
That's cool. Your whole team isn't here.
Yeah,
That-
well, we still have a team pool.
It's true. It's true. You do still have a team pool. I believe there is ways to draw from the team pool despite not having team here. So okay, so yeah, how does this look with you jumping in on the defense?
Elodie, I think, was still kind of up in the air when the Doomaroo came on the scene. So
Uh-huh.
she sort of like rockets down and just sort of flies into his midsection and takes him for a ride.
Yeah, you just get along. Oh, hey, what gives?
Leave him alone. Oh, I'm in the wrong character. Whoopsie.
I don't know.
That
That
sounded like Lady
I mean,
Perilous
it
to me.
kind of sound a little bit like her.
that sounded.
Just a little, my voice went a little bit ghoul there. I've been playing ghoul in another game. Leave him alone. There we go. That's better. Maybe, I don't know. I'll find her.
Yep.
She's in here somewhere.
She's in here. It's been a minute. We're getting back into things, working off some of the ring rust.
Yeah. And I must state that we don't necessarily need to do the fisticuffs. We can just talk.
You feel his feet press against your chest, Elodie, and just whoomph, and he just springs you up like 30 feet in the air.
I think as soon as Elodie gets launched up into the air, Magnus is doing his best to try to calm down the situation. I like to think there's like the panel then cuts, like you see the panels like Magnus talking, and you see from like coming from behind, like a little dot mode behind him, you see Marvin running at top speed, and the next panel is Marvin already up in the air doing a drop kick, about to just slam both of his feet right into Doomaroo's face.
Yeah. This seems like the direct engagement of a threat, unless I'm mistaken.
Oh yeah, that's definitely.
And that would be a full hit. Also, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. I think with a full hit, he's going to he's gonna definitely surprise or intimidate the opposition. Yeah, that's what he's gonna do.
Yeah. I think it's just the manner of, like, he's got one off of him before he's even got a chance to get on his feet, just gets planted into the ground by Marvin. Boom!
And he just like slams his feet up against his face and plummeting to the ground. And Marvin like rolls backwards, standing back up, and he like cracks his neck a couple of times, and he says, "Look, I would love to fight you right now. I really, really do. But this is one of those situations where we just want to find what we need and leave. I mean, if you want to go a few rounds, I'm ready to go."
Oi! He crawls up out of the small furrow you've dug him into. Look, y'all came here. That means I get to have a scrap. I'm gonna have bloody well have my scrap.
All right, fine, if you want to fight. I mean, if you want to fight, that's sure. It's just that we have something we need to get here.
Well, what do you think you're gonna get here?
Well, we mostly were looking for information. Maybe have a spot of tea and a discussion in the nice little building you have just a couple bits away. I mean, you seem to have already been like stressing things. I can carry you there.
Look, I am not here to, make nice and have tea and such. I'm here to keep the island free of trespassers like you. And you! You! I've seen your picture before. He's pointing at her. You're the one I'm supposed to bring in.
Yeah. You see, that's the thing.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you're number one wanted.
Sapphire literally just basically, as soon as he notices that Doomaroo recognizes Turbine, Sapphire basically just shoots him. He unleashes this huge blast of energy just straight at Doomaroo's face, like while he's like taking like that. And that would that be a directly engaged?
I feel like that's a direct engagement
Yeah, that's what
unless
I
you're
think.
trying to do something really different with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna directly engage.
That's a 7. You
That's
get
7.
1 off the list.
So what I want to do is basically, I would say create an opportunity for my allies,
Yeah.
because basically what he's trying to do is trying to go like, hey, get your attention off of him. Get your attention off of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what happens. You just shoot the blast, and he twirls, and then he's like, "Oh, you. I'm gonna light you up." And he
I'd like to
leaps.
see you try.
He leaps forward, and comes in with his big burly biceps.
I would like to defend.
Always with the defense with you people.
Yes, but this is the thing. Okay, so
You get
a hit.
something.
Yeah, I get something. All right, 7 and 9. I expose myself to danger or escalate the situation. I would like to escalate the situation.
Okay.
However, Sapphire is at least protected.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
while this is going on,
so what's gonna happen at that point is you're gonna take the blow that Sapphire was gonna take.
Okay.
So give me a power.
I'd like to invoke Never Give Up, Never Surrender.
Come again.
I don't roll to take a powerful blow. Instead, I roll Savior, and if I get a hit, good things happen.
Rude. Bloody rude.
Oh, but I miss.
So you
Mark
don't.
potential,
Uh-huh.
and on a miss, I go down hard. So I am knocked a good ways away, I think, by this punch.
Mm-hmm.
But I also leave the opponent off balance and vulnerable.
Oh yeah. So I love the thing of like Magnus like, this is my time to step up, my time to help. Boom! Just goes flying into the trees.
But when Magnus jumps in to protect Sapphire, and like Marvin's like, "All right, yeah, this is watch." Oh, you tried, buddy. You tried.
I like to have the full like DBZ thing where it's just there's this rut, like trees gone every which way, and there is a hole that is Magnus shaped in the side of the mountain. Yeah, that's what's happened.
Yeah.
You did good. You did good, buddy. You did good. That's what matters.
Ooh wee. He's leaving a mark out there. That's a real bruiser
Okay.
yet.
But hey, hi. One, I'm gonna pretty much beat you up right now. But before that happens, I got a quick question. Why do you want to bring me in?
Well, that's the standing orders is to bring you in when we seize you.
Standing orders bring me in, but I mean, the only people who would want to do something like that is the Bureau, and we're not in a Bureau property, are we?
So Sapphire just looks at Marvin and just gives Marvin this look and and basically mouths to him, "You need to leave."
And then he like reaches into his vest pocket and like, "Oi, lasses, we got to scrap out here. Come on, it'll be a great time. Real ripperoo."
Oh no, we are on Bureau property. Why are we on Bureau property? Why did you bring us a Bureau property? Why are we here? What? No, why is the hammer that we're looking for on Bureau property on this island? I mean, that's kind of weird, but I mean, that's what they showed me, but it's still kind of weird though. Anyway, I mean, It's not like this is the first time the Bureau wanted me out of nowhere, but oh well. Get ready for a scrap, guys.
You've still got priority here, folks, because he's
Marvin will then just run at Ripperoo and go for like the hardest lariat to just pretty much return the sentiment that he gave Magnus.
Yeah.
And I am going to use in a China shop with this also.
Seems good.
Oh!
Full boxcars coming in.
Oh boy. Oh dang. Okay. So I get an additional along with that, and I break things around me in the process. I would say definitely makes an opportunity for my allies.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also say so wait, I get 3. That's right, I get 3. I would say everything but resist and avoid their blows. So take something from them, create an opportunity for the allies, and impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition. I think take something from him is what he does is he clotheslines them so hard it sends them like spiraling, and that little comm device gets knocked up in the air, and Marvin reaches out and grabs it out of midair, and then presses the button and says, "Hey, yeah, oi, crikey. Good day. Belay that previous order. It was just me, mate, trying to get some people to get me a good old Vegemite sandwich. Oi, crikey."
Marvin, give it to me.
What?
Give it to
And
me.
it's at this point he like as he's flying yanks you along with him. And like just starts absolutely murder kicking you in the stomach. And that's when you take the powerful blow as you're both skidding along the ground.
It's like, so as soon as he was about to give it to Elodie just like has her hand down to his hip, and Martin's about to hand it, and it's just bam, gets slammed to the side. So you see that little comm device spinning in the air and it drops to the ground.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's about how I read
Alright,
it.
take a powerful blow. Not bunnies. That's an 8.
That's an 8, so gotta
Yeah.
take 1 off the menu.
I will say, you know what? I give ground to the opposition. I give ground to the opposition. Yeah.
Ground. Okay. So like his kicks are just absolutely just brutal. Like it's like Grendel's putting the boots to you.
Oof.
Yeah. And so you're starting to like kind of you give that little inch, just a little, to put you back on even footing. Elodie, you had something you wanted to do?
Yeah, I still want to scoop up the radio, and I'm gonna, as best as I can, and maybe with a little bit of help from Cheshire, sort of like emulate his voice and try to call off the help with "Are you watching closely?"
Okay.
So I get to roll plus superior. Elodie, what is going on? Come on.
Mark potential Elodie. Gosh, what would be the reason this is happening?
I mark a condition for
Suggestion.
missing that, by the way.
Oh
Ooh.
no. So yeah,
Oh,
you
no.
go to try and do the setup, and like Cheshire glitches for a second, and like you get a brief blast of meme music in your ear. And then it goes
We're gonna
back to
give you up.
Yeah, I'm just
Oh.
like imagining that like while she's trying to give this order with like Doomaroo's voice, the system, the glitch in the system basically the voice changer just drops, like right, and it like starts playing her actual voice.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Oh.
And it's
and
like and like they were listening before, and then like you hear the radio just click off.
Yeah, and I
This
like
is this is an insecure for sure.
voicechanger.exe has stopped responding and needs to close. We are sorry for the inconvenience.
You see a form in the trees. Big, burly body. Clinging to the side of the tree and just watching. Waiting. It's right above Sapphire.
Monkey. Sorry.
No
Turn
such
to
luck.
monkey. Turn to monkey.
Oh no, monkey. No, and then it lets go and it drops down at Sapphire.
Oh
You see the
no.
claws
Flop
come
bear?
out.
Evil drop bears.
And it just whoom!
Oh, that's a powerful blow. If it sounds
That sounds like it as you are mauled by the Kiwala bear.
I totally feel like that the Kilwalla bear, because
that's
it's
a
a drop
hit.
bear. Because like the whole legend of drop bears is like they just knock you the fuck out. I feel like Kilwalla bear has like density control or something. They just drop down and just crush you.
Something
Oh no, I
like
gave Matt an idea.
But
We're
yeah,
helping.
that
not too
Like,
proud.
stop helping.
So yeah, you get one off the menu there.
Okay. Let me see. Take powerful blow. I'm going to let's see. No, they're on here somewhere. Just give me a second. There's
Yeah, you're fine.
oh, here we go. Yeah, I missed. I had the list of them up here, and I kind of forgot where it was. Let's see. We'll choose one. I am going to. You know what? I'm going to say that. Yeah, I give ground. Opposition gets an opportunity. It just like knocks Sapphire on the ground, like bro.
Yeah. So yeah, and you can tell that the Killwalla is apparently a lady, and she's like, "I'm gonna rip you up," and she just starts trying to dig in with the claws. Who's next?
You're gonna need something sharper than that, lady. I'm literally made of stone here.
As like her claws start to like actually scrape at the stone.
Oh crap! I didn't see that coming. so and so he's like trying to fight her off.
Mm-hmm. So who's next? Who's got something?
Elodie's like stuck between Marvin and Sapphire, and she's like, "Which one do I help?"
So it's like, help Marvin! I've got this here.
You clearly don't. And she's gonna go try to get.
I'm just kind of scared what you might do.
She like basically tries to grab her by the shoulders and take off with her.
Okay. Give me an
Buster's at full
unleash.
capacity. Engage. Is that what you said?
It's an unleash.
Unleash.
Yeah.
Ooh, fun. Oh, I actually hit.
Nice.
Hey, that's an 8. That's something.
Okay.
So yeah, when you do that, you either mark a condition or I will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary.
I'm okay with this being unstable or temporary, as long as I get her off him.
Yeah, so it's a full blast, so you can only do that for, the next few seconds. And then you're going to have a Kilwalla in midair with you.
You know what? Elodie's gonna go full send, and she's gonna try and get as high as she can before the thrusters give out, and damn the consequences.
Sounds good. Next.
Sure. Let's try and be the big blue Boy Scout. Gets out of the hole, sees Elodie and this other figure up, sees the engine's cut, takes his head, and then just tries to rush all the way up and grab the both of them, and try and just keep the two from falling.
Oh,
So
give me the
that,
unleash. That
that's
sounds
an
like
unleash.
that
Yeah.
sounds like an unleash. You're not trying to fight him. You're trying to
13.
13. So, Elodie, you go up, 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 and then your thrusters. What the? And then Magnus has you in hand.
What are you doing? Let her drop.
I think that might hurt her.
That's the point.
Sorry, ma'am. And then like over the water, just lets go.
What
Drop her out of
the?
the water. Okay.
And she's like scrabbling at the air. um, Yeah, and then like she splays out, and you see like little like flaps
Glider?
extend as she goes, and then she flips over and starts flying back towards the island.
Bitch.
Language.
You're gonna talk to me about okay, yeah, we're gonna no. Yeah, okay. Listen here, Boy Scout.
Eagle Scout, actually.
Whatever. Look, okay, I'm protege to a villain. What do you expect?
That sounds complicated.
A little bit, okay? It's just look, just let me go. Let me go. The thruster's back on.
Let me at least get you someplace safe.
I can get myself someplace safe, okay? I haven't needed saving for this long. I can do this on my own.
I don't know if thrusters are going to engage, and I'd rather not just drop you from however high up we are. Let me at least get you on the ground.
Fine.
And they start zooming back towards the island.
All right, yeah, you guys will get there. Who's got next ups?
So right now Marvin is just like in the air, just being kick slammed repeatedly by Ripperoo. And it's at one point he just like can't take enough of it anymore, and he just plants his feet against Ripper's feet and pushes himself back, so he falls backwards towards the ground. And as he's falling, he takes his two hands and brings them together like this, and the two hands mesh and form one big black inky gigantic maw of a mouth, and it opens up and it just breathes a gout of flame right up at Ripperoo.
Yeah, do it.
And I think that's an unleash my powers.
That is. Yeah.
You get. I will say you choose how the effect is unstable or temporary.
So you will get Doomaroo off, but he will be able to put out the fire, and he'll come back in unless you like do something to change the situation drastically here momentarily.
No, like after he just makes some distance between them. He'll land on the ground trying to gather his bearings. But when Doomaroo goes to hit him again, he then I think he does it. He takes the hit in such a way because this time he was ready for it. So if he takes the hit, he wants to try to resist the blow just a little bit more than from last time.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's going to be one of those things where you'll probably clash again.
Yeah.
And it's going back and forth. Any
but right before he's about to hit him, he's right before Doomaroo is coming in, he's like, hold on a second, wait a second, look, I get it. I get it. We're on Bureau ground and we're trespassing, but we just need to get in there and just find one thing and we'll be gone.
Oh, and what do you think? You can come in here waltz in and out like that?
Because I asked nicely.
That's not how that works, mate.
Well, what if I say please?
I appreciate your forthrightness, but I'm still gonna beat you.
All right. I I mean, it's. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to avoid a fight here because it feels like if I fight you here, it's gonna draw more attention to us, and that's what we're trying to stop from happening.
Well, I mean, there's so much attention you can draw at a given time, and there's things happening in other places. But I've already called the rest of my mates over, so it's you kind of already caused a bunch of attention. And coming rumbling out of the woods, is a large walking metallic platypus.
He looks
Platinum,
at that.
the
He
platinum
looks
plus.
He looks at the platypus and then looks at Doomaroo like, the heck? What is
Oh,
that?
oi, Platinum Puss! This is the guy we're supposed to bring in.
All right. You know what? You know what? Fine. Fine. If that's what you want, is going to end all this? Fine. He drops his arms and just holds him behind his back. Fine. If it's going to get you to stop fighting us, take me in.
And they look a little confused. He say just, you want us to bring you in?
Well, yeah, I mean, look, if it's going to stop you from fighting us.
And like uh more creatures come out of the woods. You serious? You surrendering for realsies?
Well, I mean, they're not. I am.
Oh yeah, go take care of them.
Now, I have a question. With all these enemies fighting each of you guys individually, is Sapphire currently in a spot where nobody else can see him?
Where nobody else can see him. You know what? Let's play the game of kings here.
Right.
High, low, good, bad.
All right. What should I roll? D20.
Oh, I've got the roll. You
Oh,
just
okay.
tell me high, low, good, bad.
High's good.
High is good, he says. And with a 6, high is incredibly good.
Okay, so in that case, Sapphire finds himself in an area where, like, basically everybody's fighting all these other guys, and he, like, looks around, ducks behind a tree, morphs back into Calvin Cobalt. And so, at this point, he goes over to where he sees Marvin surrounded. And he walks up to him, and walks up to the crowd, and he's like, "That's enough. That's enough."
Calvin Cobalt, what are you doing here? You vile villain, what are you doing here?
I'm simply here to help. As
Help
you
who,
said,
these guys?
hopefully it'll work out in the favor of everyone involved. As you've just said, you don't want to fight, and neither do we. I think that we can come to an agreement here, as if we just talk about this.
But I want to fight,
Anyway,
Doc.
Right. Well, you'll get your chance, just not with him and not right now. There are very complicated variables taking place that I'm sure you haven't been privy to quite yet. You've all done well, by the way, all of you. However, I will be taking matters from here.
But
If
Doc, he surrendered to
it's-
me. I want to get the bonus.
he again, you've done well, dude. You've done well. I'll see to it that you are indeed rewarded, that you are indeed rewarded accordingly for your actions today. And so, but for now, let the higher ups take care of this high priority VIP that has so graciously visited us today.
If you say so, Doc. But, me and the lads are supposed to, make sure the island stays clear. What about the rest of them?
Tell the rest of them to stand down. Fortunately, since he has surrendered, we will no longer need the rest of the army to come and raise any more of a ruckus than we already have.
Mates, go back to patrolling. Ignore them. I'm gonna tell Dr. Moreau you did this. He doesn't like
I'm
people
sure,
messing around with his private island.
I'm sure Dr. Moreau will be fine once he understands the true nature of the situation. As for you, follow me. And so, yes. Now, here's something that I want to ask. How far away is this building?
It's like a mile or so off. Like, it's a little bit of a walk.
All right. Is it a building that I would be familiar with the layout of in any way?
You
Because
know of it? I don't think you've actually been to it, though.
Right. Yeah. So, as soon as he's sort of escorting Marvin to the building, he sort of waits for the rest of the other guys, all the other like mutant guys, to be out of earshot.
They're the murdersupials.
Yeah, the murdersupials. The rest of the murdersupials to be out of earshot, and he just sort of leans in to Marvin and says, "Just so you know, I'm still on your side. Just play along, and hopefully I'll be able to get you out of this in one piece."
Why are you leaning so close?
Yes. My apologies. And he sort of scoots away a bit.
Well, first of all, dude. All right. First of all, what's your whole plan? Why are you helping me out? Do you just want to take me in like the rest of these bureau guys? Because if that's the case, just be honest.
You see, I simply want to do right by all the people that the Bureau has hurt. As somebody who has seen the way things work inside this organization, I understand the true gravity of the things that take place to those who they've experimented on. And I just want help. See,
Then, look. All right, look. First of all, I don't like you because I don't trust you one bit at all whatsoever.
I understand that, and you don't have, and you have every right.
You work for the Bureau. You willingly decided to work for the Bureau, and because of that, I view you as an enemy. No matter what you do, I am not going to trust you until you prove me otherwise. Like right now, it is taking a lot for me not to cave your head in because of what happened earlier back at my mom's bar.
Right.
Now, what are you going to do about my friends? Because right now, you have the opportunity to walk me into that death trap for me. But what are you going to do about my friends?
Yes, that reminds me. And so what he does is wait, are they still fighting the others? Just a second. And so he like pulls out, you know what? Come to think of it, I don't know if I even have like an official communicator for those guys, do I? Your mic cut out.
No, it's that I had my hard mute on. No, you don't have a communicator.
Right. So let me think. What I'm probably going to try and do Oh. Oh God.
I mean, if you need a minute to think
What's
about
gonna
it,
happen?
I don't know
Okay.
where.
This is gonna be a risk, but I'm going to say that I'm going to use my alien tech on my communicator ring, but I'm going to do it in a way where it's just sort of like where I sort of like turn away from Marvin when I do it. But if this fails, what's going to happen is Marvin's going to see the ring.
What's worse is he's going to hear it coming from his ring.
Yes.
I know how this plays.
Hit.
Okay. You got what you want, at least.
Okay. Yeah. So that's what was it? The effect and the mid. Oh wait, it worked session. Okay. Right. So it worked. So he just sort of like very quickly creates this sort of crystal thing on top of the like that sort of forms.
Do you like grow like a
out of the
resonator
ring,
of something?
Like, yeah, like it's a thing that sort of like creates a sort of like a fake crystalline transmitter thing that he's like holding in his hand, but the actual part of it is like transmitting out of the ring, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the way that the light refracts off of this thing makes it look like it's not made out of sapphire crystals, but it's made out of some weird stuff. And so he like starts talking like, what was their names? What were their names? The Kilwalla and Platinum Puss, something like that. Kilwalla.
Would you like the other ones? I've got more.
Right. Which ones are they?
The murder soup comprised of Doomaroo, Kilwalla, Platinum Puss, Echidna, Slash Bandicoot, and the Tasmanian Devil.
Slash Bandicoot. Oh my god. Yes. And he Echidna. He called on says to that slash Bandicoot, Platinum Puss, etc. Like, we have the target. Stand down and return to base.
Over again?
Excuse me, I couldn't understand you. My sort of.
Yeah. Over again?
Yes. What I said was we've captured the target. You should all return to your positions. The people that you're fighting right now are of no importance to us. So stand down or whatever. Like,
okay. We'll do that. What right bloody Tulsa calling us out like that and then putting us back.
Right. Yes, they've surrendered. They've surrendered the target.
Yeah. We're going back. Keep your pants on, pretty one.
So Marvin is watching this whole exchange. Well, like not watching, but hearing this whole exchange happen, and he's just watching it, and like just noticing, like Sapphire's Calvin Cobalt's like body cues and everything. And you kind of forget that Marvin does have this power where in that he is a guy who has a very strong eye for detail.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would like to pierce the mask of Calvin Cobalt.
Yes! Please!
Oh my God!
This fruit is waiting to be squeezed. I demand it.
Nope. Marvin's dumb as a brick.
The saga continues.
This boy dumb as a brick. So Marvin just like kind of like stares at this for a while, and he's like just watching this conversation. He's like, something about this is just something about like the way he's talking, his body mannerisms, and everything. And then as like you see like a thought bubble as he's doing this, and slowly creeping from the side of the thought bubble is a picture of Elodie dressed in her Lady Perilous armor, slowly peeling it off. He's like, Elodie. And then he just gets distracted and just like stares off into the distance.
Perfect. Yep.
Right.
Perfect teenage boy behavior.
Yep, pretty much.
So, yeah, at that, he like calls off the other guys and basically like closes off the little thing and like there. The other marsupials that are currently that were bedeviling your friends are now returning back to base. Hopefully, they'll be able to set up a strategy by the time we can get you what you need. Now,
well, if you say you're on our side, just hold on 1 second. And he speaks into his ring, and he speaks into his ring and goes, "All right, guys, this is gonna sound kind of weird, but Calvin Cobalt just pretty much said he's on our side and he wants to help us out. And I don't believe him at all. But I'm sorry that, I'm going into the base without you guys. But he said he called those guys down that were fighting you guys and he called them down. So try to catch up with us."
right. So,
Did I hear that over a Sirius? Did that come out of Sirius? Like,
No, because Sirius had the resonator on his.
That's
yeah,
right.
he
Yeah,
had the thing all covering it. So
that's right.
yeah. Come out.
Nice try.
Yeah.
Hey, hey, look, he's doing it.
Yeah, no, it was real.
Yeah.
It's good.
Right. Thank you very much. Now, tell me what exactly it is that you're looking for, and do you know exactly where in the location this thing is? Because I have been to several bureau bases, but this one here is one that I have not actually entered.
Well, we're looking for a hammer. It's supposed to be on this island somewhere. It says something about a boat nearby. Like, we really need Magnus and the others here, and also we need Elodie and we need Sapphire here. But right, fine, whatever. We just know it's like somewhere on this island. It's a hammer, and maybe there's a boat nearby. I don't know. Like, this isn't my bag. Like, this is what Elodie and Magnus and Sapphire are for. I'm the guy who just hits things.
A hammer on a boat, you say. And I would like to use a move that I got called Out of This World, where I plug into the cosmic aether and tune out of this world. You come to a new, interesting insight about your current problems and situations. The GM will tell you what. On a 10 plus, you can also shift your own labels according to match your understanding. And on a miss, you realize something dangerous or terrible. The GM will tell you what, and shift your labels accordingly. So I'm going to use that.
Yeah, go for it.
And see if I can find out any sort of just sort of peers into this interdimensional ether and tries to see if he can find a lead. It's a full hit.
Full hits. You also get to rearrange your labels in addition to this. So what I imagine this as is Sapphire is walking along with Marvin, and like he kind of just like as they're walking goes into a mind palace thing. Like I imagine it as like the Fortress of Solitude, but it's Sapphire in his head. It just completely this Fortress of Sapphires.
Yes.
And he's like opening things up and it's like hammer, the bureau, a boat, Marvin, and like all of these things are swirling around,
It's
passing
like,
through.
Oh, you know what I'm thinking? Like, have you ever seen that show called Action Man?
Go on.
No, oh well, it was this old CGI thing.
I know
from
Action
back in
Man. I'm
yeah.
aware.
So he's like, check it out. dial it in, amp it up, and it just sort of like zooms across the images of all of these little things, like all the hammer, these little like mathematical equations start spinning around the hammer, goes over to the boat, mathematical equations start spinning around the boat, and like she just starts putting all these things together, and it just like sort of zooms out.
And the insight is there is. It can't be here because otherwise they would have been talking about it. They didn't. The marsupials had no idea about a hammer. You found a crater impact site, but no hammer. The hammer might have been here, but it is no longer.
Crater impact site. Of course.
Which means
So
that
that means
the battle, this boat could be, well, anywhere, somewhere else.
it's not here.
You need more detail.
The hammer itself isn't actually here.
Wait, it's not here?
It can't be, otherwise they would have already known about it. In which case...
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Right. So the question is, where is it? There has to be some sort of some information around here somewhere as to how.
Maybe they found it and moved it?
Yes, perhaps. There was an impact site, which, now that I think about it, may have been where it landed. Maybe if we go there, we might be able to, we might be able to figure something out from that point.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Sure. I still don't trust you, by the way.
I understand, and you have every reason not to.
Right.
That being the case, I'm going to send you the now. Do I know where the impact crater was? By the way,
You guys got to the impact crater like
Okay.
right before Doomaroo showed up.
Right. Then in that case, we should return to the impact crater and see if we can figure out any clues as to where it might have been taken. Perhaps the rest of your team could also assist you there. I would, however, advise not to enter the building.
I wasn't planning on it.
Good. Nothing good is waiting for you in there.
Oh, I know that. That I know.
Right. Come on, let's go. And he like heads over to the impact crater.
So you start walking
He
back the way you came.
Follows him to the impact. Follows going back to where the impact crater is at, and as they're walking, just kind of like just giving Calvin Cobalt the business stink eye the entire time. Like, trust you, buddy. That's right. One day, oh man, watch. One day, I'm just gonna realize it. And he's like all doing this like from behind him.
Absolutely love it. Elodie, Magnus, what are you two doing? While we're having a nice, lovely walk through the jungle.
I think it's Magnus trying to find a good place to sit down.
Well, it turns out there's just some freshly fallen logs that you can perch on.
Yes, there is. And on the approach, there's nothing wrong with occasionally needing a hand. I mean, I came to all of you to essentially help me be the new me, if that makes sense. So there's no shame in receiving or asking for help. And I'd like to comfort.
Yes.
Excellent. 9.
Mm-hmm. So on hit, they hear you. Mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you.
Or choice.
I've needed a lot of help lately, okay? It feels like the past couple of months has been nothing but people trying to help me with my shit. The Doom, the going to see Menace and Pulsar. I feel like it's all been helping me, and I haven't been doing enough helping everybody else.
Everything's a balancing act, and there's a lot to juggle. And yeah, you can feel at times a burden, but know that these people are your friends, and they obviously care a great deal about you. So rejecting their help is just going to hurt. Best thing to do is accept with grace, and then do your best to be there when they need you.
I'm trying to do more helping them, but maybe the way that I help them is by accepting that they can help me. And I'm going to shift Savior down and I guess danger up? That sounds right, maybe? I don't know.
Could do that. It sounds like more of a mundane.
Yeah, but that makes my mundane overflow, and I don't like that.
Oh. Well, how else would you like to shift it then? What else you got?
There's other things that you can do. You can get rid of, you can mark potential, you can get rid of a condition.
I guess I'll just get rid of a condition then. I'm just trying to... Why guilty? Okay. It's a good one to get rid of.
Yep.
Anyway, look, where are they going? I thought I saw them walking back toward that building, but
Not entirely so, but
and did Marvin say that he saw Calvin Cobalt?
got a lot of wind, so I only caught part of what came out of your communicator. Cobalt, so it could be Cobalt, yeah.
Then that means that we're not going to find Sapphire.
I have questions, but I feel like asking them is just going to cause more issues, so I'll hold until the end.
Yeah. And yeah. Jesus. Sapphire, what are you doing?
It strikes
Something
me as a
stupid,
very
that's why.
strange individual. I'm still trying to get a read.
He's not from around here.
That much is obvious, but it's still hard to get the head around. That's, you think so? Building or crater?
I'd like to assess the situation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Come on, Elodie, you're smart. Menace taught you to be smart. Hey, you're smart. Atta girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your questions?
How can we best end this quickly?
Best end this quickly by hustling back to the impact crater and working
Okay.
from there.
Okay. And then
You got a couple more. Or one more.
how do I phrase this? What here can I use to throw them off Marvin's scent?
You've got Calvin Cobalt right there.
Okay. Yeah, crater. They're going to the crater.
Okay, crater it is.
And so you all meet back up at the impact crater. the area around dug and beat to hell by the previous scuffle.
Marvin walks up and waves to the rest of you, and pauses and look around. Where's Sapphire? Did they get him?
There's a moment of severe tension as Elodie has locked eyes with Calvin Cobalt.
I have been in contact with Sapphire. He's
Oh, as soon as he says that, he whips his head around right at Calvin Cobalt and goes to grab him by the collar and says, "What have you done with him?"
I haven't done anything with Sapphire.
Then how are you keeping in contact with him and we haven't heard anything from him?
He's keeping he's making sure that the rest of the that the rest of the the rest of the bureau doesn't come to this spot. He'll catch up with you as soon as we're done here.
He drops.
I saw Sapphire on the way back. Cobalt's telling the truth.
Right.
All right. He gives Cobalt another baneful look of that's one strike.
And so he just sort of, yes, again, I mean you no harm. I genuinely just want to help. Anyway, after assessing this entire situation and poring over the data, I've come to the conclusion that the item that you're looking for is not on this island. If it was, the murder supials would have known about it, and we would have likely seen it by now. The ship was here at one point, but it has since been moved. And I currently don't know exactly where it is.
Okay, yeah. That's our problem. So we need to figure out where the ship is and where the hammer's at.
We may be able to do that. Now, I also have a question. In that, insight that I saw, was the impact crater, I'm forgetting, was the impact crater caused by when we landed there or when the hammer landed there?
It was caused by a lightning strike.
By a lightning strike, right. So, that being the case, right. Now I may be able to create a device that might be able to track it down. However, it probably won't be stable and it might not work. I will need some supplies, however.
Well, before we try that, let's try a little bit of Occam's razor here. Magnus, you can you got some voodoo connection or whatever?
Since divine things, yeah. I have a feeling that I kind of need to... This is going to be weird. And he just sort of hop skips down into the crater and then just lies down in it. Holds an arm up and is just going to try and concentrate and narrow things down to see which way Hammer might be. Okay. So unleash. Full hit.
Full hit, great. Cool. Vision time. So there you hear the crash of thunder, and you open your eyes, and perched above you on the edge of the crater is Loki. Missed. Oh, you put so much into that, didn't you? So terribly sorry. Come, let's go for a ride, you and me. And he skids down into the crater as you stand and try to lay in with the hammer, and you're grabbed, and you loop through space-time. And with a crack, you're on the Great Wall of China. and then there's a clash of blows, and then you shoot lightning and he flies backwards before forming into the stone and looping back through. You try to smash the stone that he's in, and then he comes up and grabs and pulls you down and through. And as you pull down and through, you fall into a cavern surrounded by the mocking laughter of Luffy Sun. You stalk through, hammer at the ready. You emerge out on a mountainside, somewhere in the desert. You're not sure where. You can see a little bit further off, the prow of a ship sticking out of the side of one of the mountains. You're, surprise! And you feel a sharp jab in your gut. And the hammer goes looping and flying as you collapse down to the ground. And the vision ends.
That's never going to be pleasant.
You good?
In the physical sense, yes. Emotional and spiritual, no. Okay, so from here, got ambushed, ended up at the Great Wall of China, tried to smash my brother. Brother grabbed me, pulled me into the Great Wall of China, through the Great Wall of China, ended up in the cavern, walked out of the cavern into a desert with mountains surrounding it, ship sticking out of the side of one of the mountains, and then got stabbed from behind.
Okay, so it's the ship sticking out of a mountain that's one of the mountains surrounding a desert.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to follow my own footsteps or we can just narrow things down by logic, telemetry, or some other method. But it definitely will be playing damage by myself and I'll have to fix it somehow. So I don't know what's the next step, China or some sort of database?
Well, we could go to China and like figure that out, or I don't think we have access to a database or anything like that.
I mean, Elodie's gonna dig into Cheshire and just pull up Google and Google desert surrounded by mountains. While we're on Occam's razor here.
Okay.
Well, like, the only thing that I can think of immediately based on geography back in 8th grade is the Gobi Deserts in Mongolia.
That might be it. I mean, it was kind of weird and timing that we did fight Genghis Khan earlier, and maybe it's weird coincidental stuff, but
I find with mystic stuff that there's never a coincidence.
yeah. Well, how are we gonna get there?
Easy, fly.
That's true. Yeah. And when he says that, he heads over to Magnus and goes and just hops on Magnus's back.
There we go. I guess Sapphire will meet us there.
Yes, if I understand correctly, he is planning on meeting you all there. And so while, he's sort of got like his hands behind his back, he's sort of messing with the little device thing that he uses to summon his ship. And he's like pressing the button to try to get his ship to like arrive to this island.
All right, so Gobi Deserts, Mongolia, trying to No, if I go fast enough, I'll eventually loop back around to it. How about we race? Looks over at Lady Perilous.
Sounds good. Uh, as long as you are able to leave here unnoticed and safe, I'm fine. That will be all from me.
Good.
I'll see you. Yeah, right. I'm going to go back to the building over there.
We don't care.
Okay.
Like
Farewell.
Barbara's just glaring at him like, don't care.
Farewell. And he just sort of heads back over to the building. He like goes far enough away so that he's out of the like visual range of everybody, and hides behind another tree and morphs back into his normal self. So what Sapphire does is he goes out of his way to fly around like all the way around to a different part of the island and come back from the opposite direction. And so like just flies in from the other person. Oh, and it's like, oh, hey guys. Oh man. You're not gonna believe it. There was this ape monster, and he almost got here, but I fought him off. So yeah, it was like half ape, half fish.
Wait,
It was weird.
but apes aren't marsupials.
Rather a fish.
Yeah, no, they're not.
They're not. I
No,
guess
they're
it was
not.
something completely different. But
Sapphire, he pats you on the shoulder.
whatever it was,
You gotta know the difference between marsupials and fish. Wacky
Right,
Sapphire,
right.
you and your
Maybe
you
it was
and your
one of those other
alien
things.
science.
Maybe it was one of those other things. So what do they call them? Lemurs? I don't know.
Oh, Sapphire. But they're not marsupials either, Sapphire. But don't worry, we get it.
Nice.
I mean, you, Sapphire, you don't know anything about our Earth stuff. And he like pats you on the shoulder. Like,
yeah, totally. I still have yet to fully, categorize the classifications of all the different like species on this planet. But the good news is my ship should be coming in about now. Have you guys found the hammer yet?
More of a rough location, and by rough I mean a large section of southern Mongolia and northern China.
Mongolia.
So we squared it down to one location.
Right. Okay.
Kinda.
Well, as long as we can get out of here, that's good.
Yes, I would suggest a very quick, low exit from here. That way, the marsupials won't necessarily try and track us.
Yeah,
Well,
my
they
ship
already-
should be. Yeah, my
That
ship
guy
should
already
be
called
coming
him
in
off
a bit.
too, so we should be fine also.
Right.
I would hope. But I have a bad feeling for Cobalt as soon as the marsupials realize that you're not in his possession anymore, they're going to revolt.
Oh boy. Man, sucks to suck, right?
Well, I mean.
Yeah,
it is
sure
what it
hope
is.
he has a clever idea about what to do about that.
Well, I'm sure he'll come up with something. He seems like a smart guy, even though he's.
He's doing all this talking about, tearing the establishment down from the inside. Kind of hard to do that if he gets ousted from his position.
Yeah, that is. That's worse. That's worth being concerned about.
To be
Anyway,
fair,
we should
though,
probably go.
Yeah, we should get out of here. My
We
ship
should
should
get
be
out of
coming
here.
in a bit. I did send for it, so.
Or, at least 3 of us have flight powers. There is that.
That was nice.
But some of us don't. So.
No, it was just me. He's like hanging on.
Exactly.
Magnus's back.
Yeah.
My turbine jetpack. But I like to see this panel of like the ship coming in, and everyone flying off.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
And Sapphire just like while he's piloting the ship, he's like, that was close.
oh, Sapphire.
One day, soon.
I
Anyways,
was certain my cover was gonna get blown.
we've got time. There's still time yet.
There's plenty of time.
And so, a couple hours later, unless you folks have something you want to do interim on the flight,
No.
Nah.
you arrive in southern Mongolia, the Gobi Desert. Not as many mountains as you'd think would be around.
At least
Oh.
there's like a little amount of mountains, not a lot of mountains. Kind of narrows down the search at least.
Yeah,
Well, there's
ship
the
just
large
sort of
green ones
whoosh.
over there, where most of the water gets contained. There's that dry one out over there towards the south.
Right, and you know, like the way the ship just sort of like when it gets there, it's not going quite at light speed, but it almost looks like it is from like Earth standards. It goes from just like a Mach 20 something, I guess, and just whoosh, just stops on a dime. Like you know when like a ship is just coming out of warp speed, it just whoosh, just stops like right there, and you know none of you guys feel it. It's like it's from your perspective, it was just like a smooth journey, but it just like sort of like stops there. Another one of its weird alien properties, and just so we're just like sort of hovering over these mountains to see, you know, what we can see from down there. All right, you guys see anything?
Oh, but
I would like to assess the situation.
Sure.
Ooh, full hit.
Nice.
What here can I use to, well, the first, I think, so two, I can ask two, right? One is what here can I use to find the hammer's location?
Sapphire Starship or Magnus?
Okay. And how could we best end this quickly?
By going someplace else.
Oh. Okay. Marvin looks around. He like just kind of like is like just putting things together in his head about this, and he's like, you know what? I think we can use either Magnus or your ship to pretty much pinpoint where this hammer is at. Because my gut is telling me it may not be here.
Magnus,
Oh,
as he says that, you realize that this doesn't look like the right desert.
Like,
oh,
this isn't, like, I don't think it may be here or not.
well, let me see if I can check this out. He just sort of like starts, you know, like the way that it looks when he's like, what would be like his equivalent of typing on some keys on the console. It looks like just these weird kaleidoscope swirling things on the cockpit that his hands are sort of merged in with, and it activates like these scanners, and like the eyes on the sculpture part of the ship shoot out like these little beam things, and they just sort of just start scanning over the area. And that is going to be, what would that be? More like an assess the situation or an unleash your powers?
I'm going to go with an unleash your powers because it's related to your ship specifically.
Right. Let's see if I can find any evidence of this hammer. Miss.
So mark potential.
Yep.
And yeah, the computer just returns back a data not
like,
found.
right.
It doesn't understand what you're looking for, I think is the thing.
Right. I can't pick up on anything. Apparently, it's not. for some reason it's just the scanners aren't picking up anything. It's
Well,
not
why don't you use?
necessarily
Well,
safe.
why don't you do this? I mean, if the scanners aren't picking up the hammer because it can't figure out the hammer, why not, link Magnus, who knows what the hammer's energy signature looks like, to the ship?
Huh, that's a good idea. You up for trying that, Magnus?
Sure, why not?
All right. Let's see. Now he doesn't have any shapeshifting abilities. However, I might be able to come here. And he just sort of like grabs Magnus by the hand, and he's like, "All right, this might feel a little weird." And he like sort of merges his hand with Magnus's hand, and it's just like sort of kind of the crystal things are sort of like going up Magnus's arm, and it's like going through Sapphire. So like he's got
I'm
one
gonna
arm in the
need to
cockpit.
unleash your powers for this.
Yeah, definitely. He's got one arm in the cockpit and another arm in Magnus's arm, and that would be another miss.
Cool. So you're gonna get all of the drawback of this, none of the benefit. You are linked
Right.
together at the arm, for at least the remainder of this scene.
Right. And like, oh.
Is
right.
it working?
Well, it's not up to me. I'm going to need to. You're going to need to see if you can find it. And so like the scanners on the ship fire up again, and they start moving around, and I guess that would open up Magnus to sort of be able to see
No,
if he can.
it doesn't.
It doesn't. Okay, so
You goofed. You didn't. The merge was
yeah.
bad.
So it didn't work. Okay, bad news. The connection isn't quite working. I messed something up.
This is very disconcerting. I'm not gonna lie. I would like my arm back, but I also don't want to be responsible for removing yours.
Well, that's the thing. I can grow mine back, but I don't think you can, and that's what makes this a problem. Is because I've sort of merged my, my I don't know how you say it. They're like nerves, I guess. But I merged mine in with yours, and
Sapphire,
so
what?
Sapphire, what'd you do?
Okay.
Don't worry. I
Are you
gotta untangle this. And he's just sort of like trying to sort of slowly unmerge his arm with Magnus's. This is gonna take a while.
Have you ever felt nerves getting peeled apart? Nerve by nerve. I think you might. I think you might need to wait a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys are. He like Marvin walks up to where the arm is connected and like leans down, goes,
Like he takes his other arm out of the cockpit though.
Marvin holds out his arm and it transforms into a giant saw blade and like
Like,
slowly
no,
pushes down.
No, not yet.
Oh.
That's not gonna work. I just said I can regrow mine, he can't regrow his, and we're sort of linked in the middle. If you cut mine, if you cut in the middle of this, you're just gonna cut his arm off too. So that's not gonna work.
So you guys are stuck together for a bit.
Yeah. So
Okay. I'm gonna try and sense for the hammer again and see if I get anything. Right. Just deal with this later.
Give me an unleash.
Okay. All right. Temporary.
Or you can mark a condition.
I think temporary is good.
Temporary. Okay, so you get a feel of it being somewhere to the west. Very faint ping.
Well, it's west here.
All right, you guys hang tight, and maybe Sapphire's merging of the two of you will recede at some point. I'm just gonna go take a good hard look with my God-given eyeballs and my menace-given headset.
Sounds good.
Flying down there.
Yeah. Go ahead and you can assess the situation if you'd like, or
Okay. Sure, Elodie.
you get one.
What here can I use to? Well, maybe I should think before I say that because I know you.
Let me put it this way: depending on the question that you ask, I am probably not going to give the same answer because I already gave that answer. So I will come up with something different. But that's up to you. It's your question.
Know that. I wish I could just ask, where's the fucking hammer?
Well, that's the problem. I wouldn't give you that answer if you asked it because you don't have enough information to go off of. Or do you?
How can we best end this quickly?
By going to a different place.
What?
I said this.
Same thing he said to me too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was AFK.
Got it. Okay. That's why.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what's happening here. Okay. What do you mean it's not? Oh my god, I'm gonna kill them. I'm gonna kill every single one of them. Forget actually being trained by Menace. This is my villain awakening. This is my villain origin story. I fly back up to the ship. It's not here.
Right. That's good to know.
Well,
It's
you
in a
said it was-
desert.
You said it's to the west, though, right?
Yes. Which is very
Okay.
broad. There's many deserts between here and there. I can think of
But-
at least two.
But with mountains around it.
Again, there's the mountains of Sinai within the Middle East. I mean, there's also the desert in Afghanistan. I mean, if you go west enough, you end up in the Mojave. Like, there's many deserts with mountains.
Yeah, but at that point, wouldn't it be directing you east because it'd be closer? Yeah, never mind. I'm trying to
Wait a
logic
minute.
magic. I shouldn't be
Why,
doing that.
why don't we just like use Magnus like a freaking like dowsing rod or something?
Yeah, that's probably what I should have been doing from the start.
Okay, so
As you're sitting there both linked at the console.
I mean, we like, why don't we do this? We fly west, right? And Magnus, you like try to like, I don't know, home in on it, and if the signal gets stronger, maybe that's where it's at.
We're just gonna hot cold this.
the thing about it is, it's not. Do you have any idea how many different divine things are on this plane of existence?
22,035,263.
I don't know enough to know whether or not that's an accurate number.
I just pulled the number out of my head because that's something Mythos would say.
But that's a lot of things. There's a lot of things. And
Like, you're even getting some small divinity pings nearby, but none of them are Mjolnir. You've been
Yeah.
focusing specifically on that, so.
like, there's the few tiny things that are just sort of like background radiation that are nearby. There's Mjolnir, that's west. Then there's the dark thing that keeps moving around.
Well, maybe if we head west, we'll figure something out, right?
It's worth a shot. Unless you want to, like, try and replicate the entire Loki fight and throw me through the Great Wall of China.
I mean, I could easily do that. That's not hard for me at all, really.
Well, I don't know where we ended up because he really likes to manipulate space and time. It's annoying.
Yeah, people who manipulate space and time are pretty nice. second.
What?
I can manipulate space and time.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Oh yeah, we didn't even need to fly all the way out here.
That's an interesting thing to know. That's cool.
Look, this is kind of new to me, honestly. It's kind of new. It was more that I kind of just sat in the back seat as space and time did their thing, and this is all new to me, really. Okay. All right. Whew. Okay, let's see if I can do this. All right. Okay, so we gotta find out where the hammer went. We know it's west, and all right. Try to look at the hammer. West. And I would like to use my powers.
Yeah, unleash your powers.
I'd like to use my powers here.
And how are you doing so, just for my edification?
What he's doing is that he's trying to, because he's realizing he's now connected to the Grigori, this big network that is the Grigori. And he's trying to reach out to use like his connection to the Grigori, who pretty much monitor, that their whole purpose is to watch stuff. He would like to tap into the Grigori's like vast knowledge to see if he can figure out like where the hammer went exactly during their fight.
How about this? Mark your doom track and you'll do it. I won't even make you roll.
Oh!
This is what he wanted when I was playing the Doomed, and he didn't get it, so now he's taking it out on you.
See, because I knew if I offered it to you, you'd tell me to go walk and shove it.
Here there's temptation.
Because
temptation is my realm.
It is taste, because this is tasty. This is really tasty.
Lead him not to temptation. He's the one who designed it.
This is very tasty. Because you know how many Dune tracks I have left? I have 4 marks. This will be the 5th one. That's why. That's why Matt is grinning right now. Oh boy.
It's just one little tick. What's it gonna hurt?
I want to do it, but I really want the whole crew here for it. That's the thing. You really, really want to, but I want the whole crew here for it.
Okay.
Oh
okay.
my gosh. Yeah, I really want, but I want the whole crew here for it.
No, that's
fair. As much as I want to. As I want to.
That is absolutely fair.
You like that shit. You like that. You love to see that shit.
So, I imagine this is Marvin reaching out, and he's kind of like, okay, I'm here, I'm in it. Hit me with the stuff, and like you give in to the song of the Grigori, and you see many different things, but the thing that you want is that hammer. Wait. And you do see it. You see what looks like the prow of a ship, the hammer resting on it. On the side of it's on the side of a mountain, and you see soldiers moving towards the entrance of the cave with flamethrowers in hand. And you are so close, you can practically, you're almost like you can feel the Grigori watching right along with you as you're doing this. Like they're anticipating something. And that's when you snap back. You know exactly where that is now. It's in East Turkey, just outside the border of Armenia.
All right. Romania. There's a bunch of soldiers. It's in a cave. A bunch of soldiers are about to go into the cave with a whole mess of flamethrowers, and we need to get there like right now. We need to go. We need to go. And that's when Marvin just punches a hole to make a portal so they can teleport there.
All right, let's go. Let's go. Why? You know what? No, why doesn't matter. You said let's go. Let's go.
And he runs off. He makes a portal and he grabs everyone's hands and runs through it because he's kind of afraid to like have them go through the portal without holding his hands.
Mm-hmm.
And he will like run through the portal so that we end up where, not like right outside the cave, but where he saw like kind of like if he was able to see like maybe an area above the cave entrance that they could look down at it, so they're not like right in the midst of where all the soldiers are at.
Yes. You step out, and as you're stepping through the portal, Magnus and Sapphire, you can feel your arms start to disentangle. It's unpleasant, but it's not as painful as it could be.
Yeah. Finally. All right. Never trying that again.
You walk out onto the deck of a ship. It looks like wood, but it clamps and clangs like metal.
Interesting material. I'm going to try and use what would that be? I guess assess the situation, try and see if I can find out what exactly is up with this weird metal wood. And that's a hit.
You get one question.
Okay, so what exactly is this thing made of?
That's not a question we can ask.
Okay. Let's see. Let me see the questions. It's over here somewhere. Okay. Assess the situation. What here can I use to investigate? I guess. You know what? I'm gonna say what here is the biggest threat to see if that.
Oh no.
What here is the biggest threat? Oh my gosh.
To see if like I can determine if this weird metal wood stuff means something dangerous is about to show up.
It's not the ship. The ship isn't the most dangerous thing.
Right.
It's what's below the ship.
All right, guys.
And that's the closest thing I can give you to an accurate assessment currently.
Right. Like, guys, keep your guard up. There's something. I think there might be something under this ship.
Did I recognize what kind of soldiers they were? If like were they wearing any like distinct like emblems or anything?
Had it been anyone else, I would say no. But for you, Marvin, you recognize them. That's bureau tech.
Oh no.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yep.
I pretty much tell them like, okay, so those soldiers that are going down in there, they're obviously bureau soldiers. I don't know why they're going in there with flamethrowers though.
Maybe it's whatever's over the ship.
You say they like to use beasties. And, well, the Hammer's usually attracted to places that are mystical in nature, so trying to nab a new beastie to experiment on?
Maybe.
That makes sense.
I don't know much about Armenian myths.
Well, grab your hammer, because I guess we're going to kick some bureau ass.
Well, first I have to find it.
It's right there on the prow of the ship.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, okay.
He points to like Martin just points to it.
There's one problem.
You don't have the power of friendship to lift it up because we're not fully friends yet?
I need to be worthy in order to lift it.
Well, give it a shot. We'll see if you're worthy. Maybe it'll tell you what else you need to do.
I'll give it a shot, but I'm not expecting anything yet. He goes over, puts hand on hammer, and tries to lift it.
It is as if it has been glued to the prow of the ship.
Not yet.
Well, maybe kicking some bureau ass will help.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I mean, whatever. Maybe if we, yeah, what maybe we can stop. If we stop whatever they're doing down there, maybe that'll help.
Okay.
Well, let's go before we run out of time.
Yeah, hop down and go to inside. Try to head in that cave after those soldiers.
Marvin.
Hey.
High, low, good, bad.
Oh no!
Low.
Low is
Good.
low is good.
Yeah.
With a 3, you feel something unpleasant at the back of your mind. It's not debilitating, but it's like the Grigori is unhappy, displeased, discomforted.
Hold on a second, guys. He closes his eyes. He goes, "All right, what's bothering you?"
He comes.
Who?
The one that came before.
Oh, that big black thing that I saw earlier. Consuming?
Not consumption.
What came before the group? What came before you guys? Like, I thought you guys were like there when it all happened.
And it like cuts off.
Guys? Guys?
Those of you not currently communing with an otherworldly being, hear the sound of flamethrowers going off down below.
We need to
Any-
move now.
Rushing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sapphire just takes off and starts flying down towards, where all that commotion is going.
Mm-hmm. As you rush closer, over the sound of the flames, you can hear the sounds of semi-human things screaming.
I would like to defend someone.
That you can certainly try.
Here we go.
You rush in. You barge past the soldiers. You see a thing that is both of this earth and simultaneously not of the earth. And it is withering under the flames of the Bureau. You interpose yourself between the two. The heat is hot. It makes you sweat. But you do not burn.
I just look down at the creature again, my back to the flames, and just go, run.
It clambers up onto the quadruped of legs it has and shakily gambles away. What the? And that's when the next one arrives.
Oh. As when Marvin runs on the scene, he wastes no time and he just goes to slam, like do a straight up clothesline into the first Bureau agent he sees, not wasting any time right now.
I'm not even going to make you roll on it, because to you, they're not a threat.
Okay.
Oh, that's actually not true in this case. You do need to roll to engage. And we're going to see why in a moment.
Uh-oh.
So you've got the full hit, so you get a couple off the menu.
Would like to resist and avoid the blows,
Mm-hmm.
and create opportunity for my allies.
Yeah. So in this case, you land the clothesline, and what I assume happens is it cramps the feed line for the flamethrower, so it can't. It tries to like light you up and just. Damn it! Whoop, and he bowls into the other guys, which leaves things open for Lady Perilous and Sapphire Series.
Uh, Elodie comes barreling in, jet boots, doubting to send her as fast as she can, and she draws Snicker Snack and lowers it right at their backs to cut all the fuel lines as she runs across the top of them.
For you, this is no problem. Your armor would well protect you against any seeming threat these agents would have. You cut the fuel lines. It starts spraying everywhere. They look and see as their flamethrowers stop spewing fire. A shamble. They look, and one of them tries to come at you, clunkily in his wear. But you just trip him. It's just without the flamethrower, he's just a guy in bulky outerwear.
Elodie,
So, oh, go ahead.
Elodie enhances her voice with the helmet. On Xanadu authority, you're going to leave this place or you're going to die.
Several of them start scrabbling away.
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, now, from what I understand, this is all going on inside of like a cavern-like thing, right? Or
It's at the mouth of the cave.
at the mouth of it, right? Okay, so Sapphire like dives in towards them, and his fists like start glowing with that energy, with that like radiant energy, and he just starts beating people up. And that would be a directly engaged threat, right?
It would be if they were a threat to you.
Oh, well, right. So they're not a threat. So he's running around, knocking guys out. Uh, but what he also does is once he's got like one guy left, he like grabs him by the collar and whoosh, just shoots right up into the sky. It's like, whoosh. All right, I'm giving you one chance. What are you after?
The director's wants. He's here for a thing, a really exotic thing he's been looking for.
There's lots of really exotic things by your standards. I'm an exotic thing by your standards. You're gonna have to be more specific.
I don't know. Just put me down.
All right, fine. He just sort of hovers back down and just sort of tosses him in the pile with the rest of the other guys. And all right, these guys don't seem to know what exactly it is that they're looking for. So, but they said they're acting on the orders of a director or something.
If they're Brotherhood, who's the director of the Brotherhood?
You're right.
Bureau.
The director of the bureau's here, and he grabs one of those guys that they beat up. He grabs one and picks up. Is the director here?
Yeah.
Oh, this is.
I would like to mark in condition.
Yes.
Afraid.
Yes. Please.
Okay.
Marvin just drops them, and his eyes widen, and like his form, like that muscular, like mass of black inky goo that's his form, like shrinks a bit, like he's actually nervous and afraid.
You know what? I'm going to try and when Sapphire sees this, he runs up to Marvin like, Marvin, look at me. And he like grabs him, like, look at me. Look, remember that time when now you see what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to use. Okay, let me just make sure I've got this.
Okay.
Okay, so okay, I am going to use a move called the Best of Them, which basically allows me to comfort and support someone with my freak modifier instead of mundane. So he's like, all right, look, Marvin, remember that time when we were out there in that fight with Diamond Regula? And I was ready to run. I was terrified. I was staring down the leader of the people, the god empress of the people who are trying to kill me. But you were there and you told me that I can still fight. And I listened. And I won. Just like if I can beat Diamond Regula, well, not necessarily beat, but if I can send her retreating, then I think you have what it takes to stand up to this director of the Bureau. I don't know anything about them or what they can do, but from what I've seen you do and the way I've seen you throw around titans like rag dolls, this guy's nothing compared to you. You can beat him. I know you can. And that will be a hit. Comfort and support. On a hit, they hear you and they mark potential and clear a condition or shift labels if they open up to you. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can either mark potential, clear, or condition, or shift labels. It's one of those three.
Oh my gosh. So I really don't want to be that guy, but I appreciate, like, Wally appreciates what Sapphire did. But of all the things to choose to boost Marvin's confidence about, he chose the moment when Sapphire got himself almost killed after he gave him that speech. So Marvin is like, but you almost died after that. If I didn't say anything to you, if I told you that, you would have probably, you wouldn't have gotten hurt or anything. This guy's bad. This guy's really bad.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I don't know.
No, we can't be here. And he's already backing up out of this space.
Marvin.
You guys handle Marvin. I think your director is who I need to beat up in order to lift the hammer. And I'm going to go off to do something foolish.
One thing I will.
Do you need a weapon of some kind, Magnus?
No.
Marvin, high, low, good, bad.
Oh no.
High, good.
High is good, he says.
Oh, my luck eventually was gonna run out. Yeah, I'm fine with this.
So the thing about this is, the bad thing is, you recognize this cave.
Oh no.
It has the similar designs. It's the Nephilim Hive.
Oh my gosh, no.
And now you realize what has happened. What this thing I have done is.
Oh no. Oh no, what? No. This is the Nephilim Hide. This is
the Nephilim Hide?
This is where people, this is where the Nephilim are born from. This is a place where I went to. Like, this is where all the Nephilim are born from. This is where they come from, and they came in here with flamethrowers. We
Elodie strips her helmet off and kisses Marvin. I would like to roll comfort and support.
Okay.
Yes.
The power of love
wins.
That's a full.
That is a full. What happens in a full hit?
On a full hit, they hear you. They mark potential clear condition or shift labels if they open up to you. On a 10+, you can also add team to the pool or clear a condition yourself.
I am going to, that just pretty much, that kiss centers Marvin, and it brings. I will definitely remove the afraid right there.
I'm gonna take off insecure for myself as well.
That that calms him down. Yeah.
It's gonna be okay because we've got your back.
Right.
Now let's
Okay.
go and kill this motherfucker.
Okay. Let's go fight this guy.
So, with Magnus leading the charge, you head into the Nephilim Hive. This is a place Marvin is familiar with. The rest of you are not. It is built as like a village that got buried beneath the mountain. You see husks of Nephilim, charred remains, ripped apart Bureau soldiers. You even see a couple soldiers like bound up against the wall, cocooned.
Looks like they put up a fight. We gotta hurry. And Marvin is gonna beeline to where the pillar is at.
You beeline for the Grigori. You reach that place, that main area you found before, where you found the Grail. And sitting there, atop the pillar, just kind of surveying as some of the Bureau agents are mopping up some remnants of the Nephilim, is Grendel.
Oh, look, it's Strongman.
Grendel, the hell you do it? Well, no, I know why you're here.
Kid! You made it! You got the Grail?
This doesn't matter. The grill doesn't matter. What are you guys need to leave now.
You know, it's one of those things, kid. I would love to be able to go and kick back and take some vacation time, maybe hit a Turkish beach. But boss says I gotta stay till the job is done, and you know how it is, and they're paying me overtime, so...
I'll triple it.
He locks eyes with you, Elodie.
You know I can do it.
Can you now?
You know who my boss is. I'll triple it if you leave right now.
I hear it from Menace. I don't take orders from you. And plus, if I walk off the job, you know what that buys me? That buys me my third strike. I can't deal with that.
Excuse me, sir.
What do you want, Squirt?
Flies up to him. Meets him eye to eye. You already know you can't hurt me. You already know I emasculated you without second thought. I am a god. And you are guilty of so many sins. I could probably spend the rest of my days pounding you into each dimensional hell and be thanked by the other gods for it. You are being offered a chance to leave and possibly redeem yourself. Take it now, or the consequences of your actions will catch up with you right now.
Roll to provoke.
Miss.
He just looks right past you like he's very studiously trying to not address you. Because either way he loses in that regard and he knows it. Like I said, I get assurance from Menace, or I ain't budging, and you aren't going anywhere further.
Do I need to call my sister here? Because I think I can call Hell here, and she'd be glad to have you. Loki's already out and about. I think he would love a new dog.
I ain't nobody's dog, boy.
You're already the Bureau's dog.
And that's when he grabs your face and drags you down the side of the pillar.
I would like to never give up, never surrender.
You go for it.
9, that's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
So on a 7 to 9, I mark a condition. However, I think I'm going to mark angry.
Yeah. Sounds like Magnus is a bit angry right now.
Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. I get an opportunity or opening against my attacker. So what I like to see is this panel of, he grabs me, drives me down the pillar. The two of them impact at the bottom of this pillar.
Mm-hmm.
And Grindel's trying to drag me across the floor, and then I just float up with his hand still on my face, levitating higher. You want to try that again?
And as soon as he does that, Marvin is already up in Grendel's face. And it looks like he's about to do his like traditional clothesline. But what he does is he's like running up. So like Grendel's probably preparing himself for that clothesline. But as soon as he gets close enough, he drops the arm down and he springs up to slam a knee right into his chin as he does a V-trigger.
Directly engage the threat.
Oh yeah. That is a 12.
That is a full-on hit with the 12.
I think one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take something from them. That's my new pal, Magnus. And the main thing also I'm going to do is I am going to surprise them. Because this is the first time Marvin is fighting Grendel and he is taking it seriously. Because every other time it was just survival or it was like, well, I got to fight Grendel now. This is a fight he's taking utmost serious now. And the knee that he delivers Grendel, he put all of his power behind it.
So I see Marvin landing this V trigger. And it's just the boom, and Grendel's as you drive the air out of him. Something you can't remember the last time you did. You
Get him, Marvin!
pluck Magnus from him. And that's when his other hand launches up and just fist right into the gut.
I would like to roll to defend. I'm right there.
I would like not to do that. I would like, I am going to take this hit and take the powerful blow.
Yeah.
Okay.
7. That's a 1 on the menu.
He takes the hit. And I would like, oh, perfect. On a 7 to 9, I choose 1. I lash out verbally and I lash out at Magnus and I say, do not interrupt this fight.
That immediately, like, there's a few things that happen. First is the backing off, but at the same time there's backing off, we see a panel of a storm front coming in over the plain, and you hear thunder in the background. This is your fight.
And mind you, that's all he said to Magnus. So pretty much Sapphire and Elodie can do whatever they want, but he said that to Magnus. So they can still do something. But after Magnus backs up, Marvin just takes a fighting stance, like shakes the cobwebs out after getting punched in the jaw, and he just looks square, just squares up looking at Grendel. Says like, this is long overdue. This fight is one we've been dancing around for a real long time, Grendel. You always come after me, and I know for a fact, and you know it, you hold back every single time we fight. Because you could have brought me in years ago. The first time you went after me, you could have brought me in. It would have been easy for you, but you didn't. Every single fight we have ever had, you held back. I am not stupid. I know when you're holding back, and you held back every single time. And you know what? Because you held back, I held back. And this time, we're going all out. No more holding back. And I would like to provoke him. Okay, that's a 10.
He pulls back for a moment. Kid, he sets you proper, dusts you off. I held back because I liked you, because you're a good kid. And you didn't deserve to get roughed up all proper like, because there was a chance you'd learn your lesson and you'd come home. Well, and apparently it seems I was too light on ya. 'Cause you ain't come home. You only come when you're begging for something, like a needy little pup. You want to act like a man? Then I'ma hit you like a man. And he just goes in for the hit.
Okay, that will be a resist of take a powerful blow. Here we
It
go.
will be.
Oh gosh, I'm brushing against the race's edge right now. I will give ground an opposition to gets an opportunity.
So opposition gets an opportunity. Okay.
Yeah.
So he just slugs you. You go wailing, flying around, skid against the ground. And that's when he is on you. Just boom, 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 boom. And he is moving so fast. Like, where, how did Grendel get over there so quickly after nailing Marvin? Like, there was just like a blur. And as Grendel's hitting you, Marvin, you see his smile is growing wider and wider and wider. And his eyes are starting to blank out as his fists get bigger and meatier. And you guys seeing Grendel's form. Was he ever this? Did he hit the gym?
Marvin, like this is that moment where Marvin is taking these blows, taking one after another, just getting pounded over and over again. And oh boy, because I'm gonna end up locking another stance. Like, you know what? Let's do it. He's getting pounded over and over again, and the last punch that hits him, that last punch, it slams into Marvin's face, but that black goo that makes his face shimmers and teeth grow out of it, and they clamp down on Grendel's hand, like a big set of jaw of teeth just clamps down right on his hand. As I would like to use my moment of truth.
Do it.
And as that happens, you all hear it. you hear that sound of like, when you're in the middle of like, it's like cicada season. You just hear that sound of buzzing. It's soft at first, but the buzzing gets louder and louder. And you notice all these buzzing noises are coming from those wherever those Nephilim like nests are at, wherever those like egg sacs or wherever the husk are where they're at. You just hear that sound of cicadas like chirping, getting louder and louder, and they're all resonating with Marvin's heartbeat as he stands up, and all of that black goo slides up his form, turning him to just the same size as Grendel is right now. And he just brings his head back, and like, because his head is still wrapped around that, like his teeth is still wrapped around that fist, and those teeth just clamp down hard on the fist, and it just whips his head to the side and goes to slam him on the ground several times over and over again, pick him up, and two arms reach out and grab Grendel round the waist, while two of his normal arms grab him by the neck. And that is when he just lets out this long, feral, monster-like roar right in Grendel's face, as you see him turning into that kaiju version of him again, but not as huge, just that kaiju state of his. And he then just wails on Grendel, just slamming him around this room. And as he's doing this, those hot buzzing sounds gets louder and louder and louder. And you all are watching him, and you are realizing this isn't Marvin. This is pretty much this is a unification of Marvin and all the Nephilim just getting revenge on what happened here, because his people were killed. His people were wiped out by these soldiers, and he is delivering justice for his kind right now. And he's not trying to kill him. He is just trying to beat him up.
And so the beatdown goes. Grendel shifts and forms and tries to figure out some way out of this hold that you've got on him, and there isn't anything. You can see eyes opening up on his body as he tries to figure out a way, a weakness, something he can do to stop you. But as you draw on, as you feed on the Nephilim presence, as you tap into the water that you drank from the Grail, I think there's a realization in Grendel. You see that realization happen. He's not going to be able to break you. And it doesn't scare him. It makes him mad. It makes him reckless. And you're able to exploit that and just absolutely drive him into the ground until he is little more than a pile of goo, laying there, quiescent.
After he's laid there on the ground, Marvin, all like those four upper limbs slam down on the ground. He's now like standing on six limbs like a feral monster, and he just roars right in Grendel's face.
Grendel doesn't move. I'm pretty
Marvin
sure it's because
backs,
he doesn't want to.
Marvin backs up slowly, and you hear that sound of that buzzing slowly die down. Those extra limbs grow back into his body, and he just slumps down, sitting down, breathing hard, and just looking like he ran a marathon 5 times over.
The buzzing comes down slowly into a soft hum, like a choir.
Elodie walks over. She's been able to do little but watch because, that was a thing that just happened.
Yeah. And Sapphire. Okay.
She puts a hand on Marvin's shoulder. You got him.
Oh. I did it.
Hell yeah, you did.
Sapphire looks at the heap that he has made, that Marvin has made out of Grendel, and he gulps as the thought comes to his head. I don't think I'm ready for him to find out just yet. And so he goes over to Marvin and he pats him on the back. Wow. You did it.
Yeah. Hey, Magnus.
Yeah.
Not for nothing. But standing up to him like you did, I don't know about you, but that's pretty fucking worthy.
We still have further to go.
Well,
You up for
you
one
know
more
what?
round?
No, I'm gonna make this official. He stands up, walks over to Magnus. All right. Let me see if I can make this official or something. Magnus, by the order of the Nephilim, and me being the last of the Grigori, well, one of the Grigori, and the one that can view the worlds the Grigori can't, I think you are worthy. And he pats you on the shoulder.
Thank you.
No, I don't think. I deem you worthy.
But there's still a director to defeat.
Yep. And he's going to be worse than we faced anything here.
But I mean, hey, you did that to Grendel. I think you've at least got a shot.
Yeah, and with all of us just piling in on him at once.
Yeah, it's true. Just remember, guys, he's the director for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, daylight's burning, I guess.
Yeah. I look around to see if there's any other sign of if Rasputin even came through here.
You see the signs of footprints that are neither Nephilim nor human, but more close to a machine having come through here. Rasputin definitely came this way.
Yep, he came through here. All right, guys. You ready?
Let's do it.
Mythfits, let's do something stupid.
Yep. And heads onward.
You make your way through the tunnels. It's not too much farther from where you've been to where you're going. You arrive in the room where you met the Grigori, and squatted in front of it is a device, the machine, not unlike a miniature tank. Tentacles are lashing out at it, beating it, trying to rip it apart. What appears to be the barrel pushes right up against the side of the Grigori. And you hear a whoomp, and then a splat.
I walk faster.
As you walk faster, the tentacle rips the tank away and tosses it aside. And you see, embedded in the pillar of the Grigori, is the face of Grigori Rasputin.
Oh, fudge.
I don't like the look of this.
Project Turbine, I presume.
Sup?
You have arrived in time to witness my reascension. For too long, I have been separated from Grigori. For too long, I have searched and hunted to be reunited with that which has given me my life eternal. And child, I shall sing the song for you that I was always meant to sing, that you may be my champion, and we will retake this earth. And that is where we will end tonight's episode of Sunset City.
Come on!
Oh, come on. I could not end there.
Oh my gosh. I thought we had like a little bit, but I was like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. This son of a bitch is gonna do it. He's gonna do it.
Well, yeah,
Don't
like
do it.
I'll do it. I'll do it again. I'll freaking do it again.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Ooh.
let's go back around the horn, talk to our lovely cast, get their thoughts for the evening, and figure out where we can find them elsewise throughout the week and as we go on through this summer of ours, and let them decompress a little bit because they might have a couple things they need to talk about here. So, as we usually do, Corey, how are you doing, friend? Where can we find you?
I'm doing great. Once again, you've outdone yourself once again with this game. I'm telling you this. As I said before, this stuff is better than most of the stuff on Netflix, man. I'm serious. But yeah. Anyway, I'm Corey Sparks, also known as Hyperlight Sparks. You can find me on Twitter at Hyperlight Sparks with an X. And yeah, this didn't quite go the way that I expected this session to go. I'm actually surprised that we got out of this without Calvin's cover being blown, but we'll see what happens next time. So yeah, this is really picking up. Yeah.
Excellent. And do you have a comic book cover for us this week by chance, or?
Oh, right. Let's see the comic. I'll get back to you on that.
That's fine.
I'll get back to you on that.
That's fine. Pope, how you doing, friend? Where can we find you?
Recursive screaming. That's where we're at right now. Hey everybody, Pope here, Pope World Bill on Twitter, Pope World Bill on Twitch. I lurk in all your streams. Right now, bit of a break for the summer as both the first seasons for Starblade Battalion Memories and Spy Game Hexcrawl have come to a close. Second seasons are forthcoming, just don't have the dates yet. People are taking a breather. But you'll see those back soon. One on Wednesday at Starblade. It looks like we're looking at Mondays. So there'll be a time change there. But this. Holy cow. Like Corey, I had no idea how Cobalt got through this without having cover blown. the dice help tell the story. That's why we play. And then just that that fight with Grendel, that that was a long time coming. And getting to see more of Elodie really starting to lean into Lady Perilous. So it that that's been on simmer for a while, but I have a feeling very soon that's going to come to the forefront. So you're going to want to tune in next Mythfits time, same Mythfits channel, to see all this go down. I am absolutely thrilled, and yeah, we get our first issue of Thunder, um, where we get to see not just Magnus, but Magnus's cousin Odessa, as they are both visited and notified of Thor's death and the things that they have had to go through since then. So, sort of a precursor to what we've seen so far here with the Mythfits and giving further context to Magnus and Odessa's story. Because while Magnus got the divine sense, the flight, and the invulnerability, Odessa, since she's the next up and the mantle only has so much power to give, only has the invulnerability. And let's be fair, Odessa's had to face a lot more dangerous stuff than Magnus has. So, fun comic meeting these two new characters. You get to see old Thor and maybe hints as to how he further ties in to one of the Mythfits backstories. So you're definitely going to want to pick up that comic. Yes.
We haven't talked about it yet. It hasn't come up in game, but it is there.
So you definitely want to pick up that issue.
Mm-hmm. Quite very much so. So much good stuff. Loved getting to see Magnus. Magnus is having to grow so much in this short little time. This poor fellow. But we love him so, and we're going to see more of how he comes into his own here on this next one. Celeste, how are you doing, friend? Where can we find you?
Well, aside from forgetting that I wasn't muted, but I mean, hey.
That's
Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I don't do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you can catch me on other people's channels. Like this coming Thursday, you can catch me on twitch.tv/otherdoc, where I'm playing a nice little one-shot of Inspectors, a nice little supernatural mystery game. Really excited to finally get to be at a table with Jim. This is going to be great. And then next Saturday, you can catch the penultimate episode of Trouble on the Turnpike, Fallout 2D20 TTRPG, where Dr. Hyde just kind of had a revelation dropped on him that the person who called them there to found the town of Lexington, the settlement of Lexington, had ulterior motives, and it's not good, man. It's not good. It's really not. You're gonna have to catch the vibe to find out everything that happened, and take a peek over on the Weave YouTube. It'll be on twitch.tv/weavesthetale coming up next Saturday, and then you catch me right back here every other Sunday, doing my perilous thing. Elodie's really, really trying. She's trying so hard, bless her. And things are just falling apart around her as per usual. I think it's been a while since we've had an issue of what Elodie's training was like. So we have another episode of Elodie's up and coming training as Lady Perilous before she came into the Mythfits, called Lesson 12, where she's attempting to learn how to cheat and how to cheat well and to be the better cheater in instances where everybody at the table will cheat. And it's just a shot of her at a card table with varying other villains from both Xanadu and and Sunset City, including faces such as Ace High, where she's trying to learn to cheat and cheat the best out of anyone.
Like I'm seeing like Ace High, Madrigal, Grifter, and like oh gosh, who else would you throw in there?
Sanguine.
Oh, so you think Sanguine?
yeah.
Liz is
Sanguine
there.
is definitely
Liz
there.
is absolutely.
Liz is there.
Liz is there.
Oh yeah.
I think that rounds out the table quite nicely. Oh, that's a absolute shark tank. Wonderful, love it. And last but definitely not the least, Wally, how are you doing, friend? And where can we find you?
Oh boy, this has been a night, wasn't it? What's up, y'all? It's me, Wally, your favorite non-binary slime best friend on the internet, who is going through an emotional breakdown because boy howdy, Matt was like, "Hey, I'm gonna tease you with your Doom trigger. You can get this Doom mark and get it now." Oops, psych! I'm gonna make it happen anyway. Oh man, this was an episode. Wow. Whew, boy. Let me tell you, this was an episode. I can't even process words right now for it. But yeah, where can you find me? Every Wednesday, you can find me over at Unmade Gaming at 8 p.m. playing some Burn Bright. I get to play the cutest little robot here in outer space, Sparksy. He has a mission that he has to go travel to the end of the universe while carrying the entire history of the universe within his tiny little database. So yeah, he's been blessed with divine purpose. And then after that, over on Nomadic on Fridays at 8 p.m. starting this week coming, I'm gonna play some Kids on Brooms. I'm really excited to play some Kids on Brooms because I got my wand ready. I'm really excited for that game. Super excited to play some Kids on Brooms. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Kids on Bikes, Magical Kids Edition.
With brooms. Yes.
Oh, so is it almost like a Harry Potter type game?
It's basically it's kinda, yeah. It's just basically taking Kids on Brooms and just making it a magical world hack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Think of the Goonies and then introduce magic.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I am playing the as the book says it, I am playing the prankster trope character.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna have so much fun with it. And then I have another. Oh yes, that's right. Actually no, we didn't announce it, so I can't make that announcement yet. So but I do have another thing lining up pretty soon that I'm very excited for, and it's gonna be grand. This will be my first big next show for this coming season, actually. Okay, because I've been on a nice little break from like taking anything new. I was like taking a break off of July, but coming back in for the end of July, going into August, is gonna be back in the saddle for a Wally. This month's issue of Turbine, the issue is actually a flashback issue that shows how the Grigori ended up here. It is a story that it's like this well-written creation kind of story that explains how the Grigori ended up here, ended up on this plane, ended up in this world. And it's like the art is done by like Alex Ross, so it looks all like fairy tale like, and there's no speech bubbles. There's only like there's text blocks so it reads like a story, but it has these beautiful artwork and it shows the origin of the Grigori and the Nephilim.
Nice. Absolutely love it. Phenomenal. I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna say something?
No, please. If you've got your comic book cover, go for it.
Right. So basically, okay. So what it is this. Yeah. So Elodie already knows that Sapphire is Calvin Cobalt. So does Hussar. She also knows that Sapphire is Calvin Cobalt. However, there is a third person that knows. And it's somebody who Sapphire has met several times in space. It is the All for Naught. And this guy has decided to try and decided to try and make Calvin Cobalt's life a living hell in the Bureau's headquarters just for the fun of it. Um, in Sapphire Sirius number, I don't know, what is it, 20 something at this point? Calvin Cobalt fighting futility. Calvin Cobalt versus the All for Naught, as the All for Naught runs around through the Bureau of Observation's base, doing everything he can to try and blow Calvin's cover to the Bureau of Observation. And Sapphire is on his toes, trying to close up all the little gaps in security that the All for Naught is leaving behind and hide all the hints that this guy is dropping. Um, and it is just a crazed, chaotic, and darkly comedic chase to try and for Sapphire to try and keep his secret from getting out, and the dire consequences that will result from occurring.
That is absolutely a game of paranoia I need to run at some point. Somebody knows who the traitor is and is going to reveal them. Go. Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. That's fantastic. So, down to me. Hi, folks. I'm Matt, the Killer GM. You can find me on Twitter at the Killer GM. I tend to tweet about nerd stuff, gaming, and all that nonsense. When I'm not coming up with puns to absolutely destroy my players, or dispel them to another plane, whichever it is. I work on. This game here every other week. Same Mythfit time, same Mythfit channel. We we love having you here, whether you're watching the VOD, YouTube, what have you. We don't have the story without you, so keep buying our comic. We'll keep putting it out for you. Otherwise, I've got a couple more episodes left on Weave the Tale on Fridays in the morning at, somewhat afternoonish, 2 p.m. Eastern, uh, for Relics, the Tower of Babel, a game of angelic intrigue, power, and what happens to the angels and demons when God says, I'm done. Last time, our band of angels dealt with the Maze of Maze, which I didn't come up with it. I didn't, I promise. But it was beautiful. A demonic corn maze. And boy, howdy, did they handle it as best as they could. We've got a couple more episodes in that mini-series left. We're going to see what we can do to get that out to you folks as we can. Having to work things out because, hey, work's coming back. I'm getting to be a real person again for a little bit, so kind of here and there. But otherwise, not working on anything else at the moment that I can talk about. But we'll see what happens. It's things have been in the works for a bit, and it is one of those things. So you do what you can, you make what you can. And that brings us about to the end of our lovely, lovely episode tonight, except for one more thing. We cut back to the House of Mystery. We go to Isla Hinsky's room. It's a mess. We've got the music playing. There's like a pint of ice cream on the table. It's just absolute, just doing the thing. And we've got Hussar is lying in bed, texting back and forth with a number that we don't recognize. I hate this. This existence is just getting to be unbearable. Whoop. Well, we could make existence more interesting for you. That's not hard. Whoop. What do you mean? Whoop. Well, considering what we've talked about before, all you have to do is just open the door, and we'll come in and we'll help you out. Boop! Which door? Boop! All of them. Boop! And that, my friends, is where we'll cut things off tonight. Remember, with the Killer GM, you can always bet your life on it. Good night, my friends. Good night.